Welcome back or to the channel. This is Endgame Autos, and like I said previously, we're not just going to be focusing on the L322, we're going to be looking at other vehicles as well. We're going to be doing like loads of customization stuff, bits and pieces that you can do yourself, some basic maintenance works, and on this brilliant sunny day that we've got in the UK, we're going to be doing the Audi. It's an A1 2011 plate. But in doing this vehicle, it also will help you to be able to do other vehicles as well, because the basics of this vehicle is also either a Skoda, VW, Citroen. So doing bits and pieces on this car that I'll be showing you, you can also look at other vehicle types. So if you haven't got an Audi, it's not a problem. It's going to be pretty similar setup, pretty similar parts, and pretty similar tools that you're going to be using as well. So without further ado, we'll get going with this Audi. We're going to be doing the spark plugs today. This is my nemesis really, this vehicle at the moment. My wife Sarah, I crashed her car previously, wrote it off for her, and then she's always been used to new cars, like brand new ones. And then just in the circumstances, we've had to go out and quick get her a car, and it's a second-hand car. So with that comes the usual second-hand car problems, and unfortunately it went in for a service, and the garage did say that the spark plug's been done. Unfortunately it's still shaking like crazy, and that's a real common problem with spark plugs, not getting the right mixture into the engine of air, fuel and spark. So it's highly likely the problem's going to lie with they've either not changed the spark plugs, or they have and they've got the wrong ones. So we're going to change it up. We're going to put the new ones in right now. Doesn't take very long. I might speed up the process by winging forwards. If I do, don't worry, I'll talk overlay so I can tell you exactly what's happening when it's happening. But to get started, first we need to make sure that obviously the vehicle's off and safe, and then we get up the bonnet. Thankfully they're on the hydraulics, and then the first job is to get the cover off of the engine. So I'm going to swap you around and show you what's going on there. So we're going to get the cover off, and it's going to be in these areas here. You're going to have some Torx 30s. So Torx, I'll show you them in a second. They are these like star end nuts. So we've got some Torx 30s, and then we're just going to, I've already taken these off just to speed up the process for us. So, and then we're going to take this end off here and just pop that down, making sure that you put it somewhere safe. And then what we've got here is we've got some we've got the ends of the spark plugs. So these are called coil packs, and what we need to do is get these up and out of the way so that you can get the job done. Hopefully you can see that. Let's have a look, see if we're doing all right with the view for you, because it's a problem when it's sunny like this. It's a bit difficult to get a good view. So we're going to be looking at the coil packs right here. We're going to be getting them up. Got a bit of an unconventional way of doing it. That one looks like it's recently been moved because someone's had a go at it. I don't know if you can see in there, someone's already had a go at it with a bit of metal. Rule of thumb, when you're doing stuff with your car, if it's plastic, use a plastic tool. If it's metal, use a hook, use a screwdriver. But if you're using plastics, if you're trying to get plastic stuff off, it's much better to actually use something plastic, because all you're going to end up doing is just breaking it. And then you'll either have no car on the road, and you'll have to go and get some more parts to do it. So I'm going to get you into a bit of a better position so that I can show you the rest of the process. We're in essence, we're going to be getting these bits out. We're going to be taking this inlet, the boost tube out, so that we can get to this last one here. It looks like whoever tried to do this before didn't do that process, but it's essential really, because it gives you the room to get in there and get that last one out. Because a lot of the time people try and do things cutting corners, and they end up either breaking or spending more time than they would have done if they'd just done it the more conventional way, which is taking a bit of a time. So I'm just going to flip to getting you into a better position, and back soon. So for this video we're going to go through some of the tools that you're going to need. These are a minimum really, just based on what we've got in front of us. If things start going wrong, then obviously the great thing about these videos is that it happens to us. Even just now I lost one of these bolts into the engine, and into the engine bay itself. So with a nice bright light and a bit of magnet, I was able to retrieve it. So you know, it doesn't matter. We can solve the problems, and it'll be fine. So to get those initial bits and pieces off, this is a Torx bit, and this is a Torx 30. So that's the one you're going to need to get those Torx bolts off. As you see, they are in a star shape fashion, and that's the Torx one. Also, a bit unconventionally, we're going to need one of these zip ties. I'm going to show you why in a second. And that's just to remove the coil packs that are on top of the spark plugs themselves. Then after that, we're going to need an extender onto our wrench, and we're going to need a 16. The good thing to do is to make sure that when you do measure these things up, and we're having a little argument with the magnet at the moment, when you do measure these up, is just before you get going, just make sure that it fits there nice and snug, and then you've got the right one to your hand, so that when it comes to actually putting them in, and as you can see underneath here, we'll take that off when it comes to it, but and I'll show you what a spark plug should look like, once we get to that point. But we'll get going with the actual job itself. So back to where we were. As I said, these are the coil packs. We need to remove them. It looks like, again, I'm just seeing more and more damage, that someone's tried to use a metal tool on these to try and remove them. I can suggest that's not a good idea, because you will end up breaking something, and that's not what we want to do. So what we want to do is retain these coil packs so we can reuse them. Otherwise we're going to need to get new ones, which is not ideal. So we'll look at different ways and different methods of getting into them, so that we can get them out properly. But the main aim is that we remove these out, and then underneath will be those spark plugs, and that's what we're going to do now. Let's get going. So like I said before, we're going to be using this. It is quite a robust zip tie, and the reason why we're going to use that is because we can hook it underneath, and if we just give it a little bit of guidance, so we want it to come back up once it's gone in and under. This might not work initially, but we'll give it a go. In the ones that we can do. If we don't manage to do it in this particular one, then we'll move over to the other one, which looks like it's more likely to be susceptible to this. So we'll get it. It's just a lot of wiggling around, and this will probably get fastened up, and I'll talk over the top. actually seeing it come out the other end at the moment, but this should be the best method of getting it up. It's not playing ball at the moment. If all else fails, you've got plastic tools, which we will look into seeing whether that's a better method. Right, so we'll give that a go. And then looks like it's just a bit too big. Get the other one in there. And then we're going to just ease that up, and it's just coming there. There we go. So there we go. There's one, and that's your core pack. So that will be what you'd be trying to get off of all 4 of these. So we're going to set that to one side, and then we're going to move on to the next one. Keep easing it up, keep easing it up. You don't want to go too mad because you don't want to break the plastic. Just keep going until it finally sort of gives in and pops up. Hopefully, it looks like we might not have to move that boost tube, but we'll see as we go whether that actually will be an issue or not. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But this one's been a little bit difficult to. Might have to pop this wire harness off so that we can just get that out of the way. Up and out of the way. Oh. Which sounds worse than it is when you start playing with plastic. It sounds like it's going to break. Thankfully not. So we just need to pop that out. Maybe we can just negotiate it out, should we say. There we go. Negotiated. And then we're going for the third one. So number 3. Again, same method. Just we need a leverage. So maybe we're going on this end, and we use the leverage of just trying to pop it up and out. And sometimes you'll see things that you want to just sort out quick. So there's a little bit of look like dirt. So while you're there, just get, oh, there we go. Not sure whether that was something breaking. Find out in a second. And we're running out of room again, so we might have to move one of these hoses out of the way. That's not a problem, we can do that. Just move it out of the way, just give yourself a little bit of leverage to get that up. And we'll just give it a little bit of oomph. So we can get it up and out of the way. And there we go. Just give them a little blow if you think you've got anything on them. Sorry if I just moved you there, but we'll... So now it's the decision of whether we take this this boost tube off, which I think is probably going to be wise just based on the other 3 and the amount of room that we've got to manoeuvre around. So just going to do that now. So in essence, what we got is a clip down this end, and we got 2 Torx 30s here. So what we're going to want to do is remove this, which is a clip that just holds on and holds it in place. So we'll do that now, and then I'll show you the next bit. Alright, just remove that. Torx 30s, like I said. Just want to take those off. I do recommend you wear gloves. I tend not to, just because I forget. I get into it, and before I know it, got dirty hands, and then it's not worth putting back on in the first place. So we are looking to get this bit off now, which I think should be, I'm just going to get some light on there and just move you around so you can see what's going on. So what we're looking to do is just get this end bit off here. There is a clip and there are some Torx screws, so I'm not sure whether this is a bit that I'm not too sure on what's going to release that. So we'll just work through it and come up with a solution. So let's just get some light on the situation and then see where we're going. Oh right, so we've got 2 clips either side, and hopefully by releasing those clips, and then we'll also get this out of the way so that we can just move it up and out of the way. So actually, do you know what? No, that looks like the air sensor, so the air mass sensor. So we're going to leave that in. Don't really want to mess around with that one so much. So what we'll end up doing is sort of bring it up and then move it over to this section here. So it's up and out of the way. Let's get our clip remover. The problem is they do tend to want to go back in position once you've got them out. Might have to use 2 to guide it out, which shockingly are different shapes, so it's not going to be as easy as first fall. Let's see if we can get in there a different way, just to be too bothersome. Make sure that that doesn't clip back in, we can use that one to just help release it. Hopefully it's enough to wrench it up. There we go. Like I said before, you always lose something. So we can actually, so if I bring you around here to help lever it out of the way, where this bracket was here, it's actually a bit of a gap. So what you can do is just lever it to bring it up and out. Always check as well, just here there's no ring. What that does is that that stops any oil sort of going up and out. So if you feel that when you're looking at, this is the turbo by the way, so if you feel as though you've got a little bit of a leak going on with some oil, it could well be that this is the issue, and this stops the oil from coming out and onto the engine. And similarly, if I swap you around there just quick, again you got another O-ring just in there. And you can probably see actually, look, got some oil going on. That's not bad, but we'll keep an eye on that, because there is, I did notice when we picked up this car, they're just in this inlet to the engine, that the air inlet, that there was a little bit of oil sneaking around that area. Thought there might be due to the turbo anyway, and that's not a problem. So we'll we can put that to one side. That's now out of the way. So what we'll do is we'll try and get some more. We'll try and get some more space to get this last coil pack out of the way. So we will go, and hopefully that should be enough space to actually do it. So if it is, there we go. Yeah. Okay, it's popped it out of the way. We just might have to just manoeuvre this a little bit. I don't really want to disconnect these, because as much as they are in the way, it's not the greatest option to start disconnecting pipes, so that you don't need to. So maybe we could just get it up and out of the way. Not sure where to put it at the moment, but like most things, it's finding a solution. So as we go, we find a solution as we do. Find out where it's going to. So and I'm considering actually just getting that off and breaking it. Right, don't tell the wife. Have to get a new pipe for that. Right, let's get that pipe out of the way. So yeah, it was in the way, so we will have to move it. We'll have to get another clip. Like I said, even though that was plastic tool on plastic, plastic in an engine overheating, sorry, not overheating, heating up, cooling down various times, and this is 2011 plate, so things are going to get brittle. So it's it is literally just something that you do have to sort of come to terms with. So let's get that up and out of the way. Now that we've got the space to do it, let's manage to break another clip. Right, that is now up and out of the way. So we've got them all up now. They're all up and out of the way. Now we want to get our socket in there and get that out. So